Let us continue with the P block elements. Methods of preparation of oxygen. Chlorates, nitrates and permanganates can be used to prepare oxygen in the laboratory. Potassium chlorate KClO3 when heated decomposes to give potassium chloride and oxygen. The reaction is carried out in the presence of manganese dioxide catalyst. Oxygen can also be prepared using metal oxides like silver oxide, mercuric oxide, lead dioxide. These oxides are unstable oxides. So when heated, these oxides will decompose to give either the metal or metal oxide along with oxygen. Thus Ag2O decomposes to silver and oxygen, mercuric oxide decomposes to mercury and oxygen, lead dioxide decomposes to PbO and oxygen, whereas Pb3O4 decomposes to PbO and O2. Oxygen can also be prepared using hydrogen peroxide. Decomposition of hydrogen peroxide carried out in the presence of manganese dioxide gives water and oxygen. Next we shall see large-scale manufacture of oxygen. Oxygen is obtained from air. Air contains carbon dioxide, water vapor, nitrogen, oxygen, argon, etc. So initially carbon dioxide and water is removed from air and fractional distillation of liquefied air gives oxygen. Properties of oxygen. Oxygen exists in three isotopic forms O16, O17 and O18. Oxygen molecule is paramagnetic. It is due to the presence of two unpaired electrons in the antibonding pi star molecular orbital. Oxygen can react with metals like calcium and aluminium. Calcium reacts with oxygen to give calcium oxide. Aluminium reacts with oxygen to give aluminium oxide. Oxygen can also react with non-metals like phosphorus and carbon. Phosphorus reacts with oxygen to give phosphorus pentoxide. Carbon reacts with oxygen to give carbon dioxide. Metals like gold and platinum will not react with oxygen even at high temperatures. This is because we know that gold and platinum are the least reactive metals. Now consider the equation zinc sulfide plus oxygen giving zinc oxide plus sulfur dioxide. This equation represents roasting, and we know that roasting is a process in which the sulfide ore, when heated in the presence of excess of air, gets converted into metal oxide with the evolution of sulfur dioxide. Next, consider combustion of methane. Methane burns in air or oxygen to give carbon dioxide and water. Sulfur dioxide gets further oxidized to sulfur trioxide. The catalyst used is vanadium pentoxide. Now another reaction is HCl reacts with oxygen in the presence of CuCl2 to give chlorine and water. Next we shall discuss about oxides. Oxides are of two types, simple and mixed oxides. Magnesium oxide and aluminum oxide are simple oxides, whereas Fe3O4 and Pb3O4 are mixed oxides. Simple oxides can be classified into three types: acidic, basic and amphoteric. We know that non-metal oxides are acidic in nature, whereas metal oxides are basic in nature, and there are certain oxides which can react with an acid as well as with a base. Such oxides are called as amphoteric oxides. Consider carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. These are non-metal oxides, hence they are acidic in nature. Consider magnesium oxide and calcium oxide. They are metal oxides, and metal oxides are basic in nature. Now consider sulfur dioxide. It reacts with water to give sulfurous acid. Since an acid is formed, non-metal oxide is considered to be acidic in nature. Next, consider calcium oxide. Calcium oxide, when it reacts with water, gives calcium hydroxide, which is basic in nature. So this is the reason why a metal oxide is considered as basic in nature. We know that aluminum oxide is amphoteric in nature. So it will react with an acid as well as with a base. So how can we write the reaction equations? Al2O3 plus HCl plus water gives AlH2O 6 times 3 plus Cl minus. Similarly, aluminum oxide reacts with sodium hydroxide solution to give Na3AlOH 6 times. Since aluminum oxide reacts with an acid as well as with a base, it is said to be amphoteric oxide. Just like amphoteric oxides, we also have neutral oxides. But neutral oxides are neither acidic nor basic. Carbon monoxide, NO and nitrous oxide are examples. Next, we shall learn about ozone O3. How is it prepared? It is prepared by passing a silent electrical discharge through oxygen. So 3O2 gets converted into 2O3. For this reaction, it is found that standard enthalpy of reaction is plus 142 kilojoules per mole. The positive sign shows that the reaction is endothermic. So it is most important that we use a silent electrical discharge for the preparation of ozone from oxygen. It is to prevent its decomposition. Next, we shall learn about the properties of ozone. Ozone decomposes to O2 and O. So it is due to the formation of nascent oxygen that ozone acts as a powerful oxidizing agent. Now consider the reaction O3 giving O2 plus O. Heat energy is liberated, which means delta H is negative. There is an increase in the number of gaseous products formed. So this reaction will be associated with an increase in entropy, or delta S will be positive. We know that Gibbs equation is delta G is equal to delta H minus T into delta S. Now for this reaction, delta H is negative and delta S is positive. So for this reaction, delta G is found to be very large, or delta G has a very large negative value, which shows that the reaction is quite spontaneous. Therefore, ozone is unstable. Now let us see the oxidizing action of ozone. Ozone converts black lead sulfide to white lead sulfate. How can we write the reaction equation? PbS plus O3 gives PbSO4 plus O2. How is ozone estimated? For that, consider the next equation. 2I minus plus O3 plus H2O gives I2 plus O2 plus 2OH minus. So ozone is estimated by passing ozone through an iodide solution. Iodine will be liberated in this reaction. This iodine liberated is titrated against a standard solution of sodium thiosulfate. So by this method, we can estimate ozone.